Hello, welcome back everybody. We are going to get back to the Stardew Valley. This is episode 2 on the Let's Play. I guess we've kind of started an official Let's Play. So we're just going to pick up basically from the exact spot we left off in the last episode. I'm going to try to keep you guys filled in. So I'm going to fire this load up and we will get going. Last time we were going to do some spelunking. Unfortunately, we did not get to it. So we're going to do that this time. We're just going to go straight there after we check the TV, of course, because that's the biggest step. So they're going to shower everyone with good fortune. So I had already known this was going to be the one because I had loaded this and checked. But yeah, this is the one that we want. This is when they're showering everyone with good fortune. That is when you know it's going to be a good day. So we are going to head straight to the mines. I am actually going to take a minute to water these plants. That is an important thing you don't want to forget about. So let's water these plants real quick. Now, if you guys have any feedback on exactly what else I should be planting, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I do always appreciate the support, and feedback is appreciated. You know, it's one of those things that's very valuable. Just the general feedback from the viewers. Get this one on the corner here. Okay, so now that we have those watered, I'm gonna literally head straight for the mine, which is what you kind of want to do when it's the shower everyone with good fortune day. You really don't want to waste too much time. Now the geodes are also, the quality, I should say, of what's in the geodes is affected by, you know, what day it's on. So if it's on a bad luck day, I mean, yeah, you could probably still get something good, but, or you might still get something good, but chances are it's going to be, you know, subpar, whereas, you know, it's better just to keep the geodes and wait until a day when you can actually, you know, you have the better luck. So I'm going to go over to the elevator. Now, once you've explored the cave, you'll go down to 120. That's the last level. I usually like to start around 85 to 90. Well, really anywhere 80 to 90. It depends on what I'm farming. Obviously, if you're farming iron ore, you'll want to go back to the beginning levels, 20 to 40 or so. But obviously we're looking for the good gems and diamonds and things like this. So we'll start at 85. And I actually did have a quest too where I had to kill 6 slimes, but I believe that is already done. So you will want to do a little dodging because these things do a decent amount of damage. It does take a little dodge and run. Luckily, they have pretty much all the characters in this game have animations for when they are attacking. I do have the option turned on to show where the nearest, you know, that's what that red square is. As I mentioned in the last video, it kind of gives you the ability to see where exactly you're pointing. So it is quite helpful. Okay, I don't see any chests. Basically, what we'd like to find is some chests, as well as some. Well, there's the exit, so that's always a good sign. Some chests or some, you know, barrels or anything that's going to represent treasure. Because right now this level wasn't too great. So here on this level we have a chest, so that's ultimately what we're looking for. Is loot. We're looking for the loot. So let me finish these guys off. There's a whole mob of them all of a sudden. So they give us iron ore, they give us some sap, you know, they give us the essentials. Get some gold ore. I already have a pretty good amount of gold ore, but those barrels, you always want to try to hit the barrels if you can. Getting hit a bunch of times over here. What am I doing? Yeah, the barrels are gonna contain the better jewels and things like that, so let's get a little energy, a little health back. See, before I take the exit, I always try to scope out because sometimes there's been times when I would have left, you know, I got the exit early on, only to see later that there was a giant floor full of crates and things, so it is sometimes worth kind of experimenting to see what else is in here. So there's nothing else in this one. So I'll go to the next level. Typically, I mean, once you get above like 100, 105 or so, you know, I didn't have the best luck with resources in the later levels. I pretty much only mine on good luck days. You know, either the ones where they shower you with luck, or the other one where they're in good spirits or whatever. But other than that, I don't really come down to the mine on days when, you know, when it's bad luck or anything, or even neutral. So let me get some of this stuff. I see some quartz over here, so I'm gonna get the quartz. The quartz can be helpful both in crafting and also for selling, just depending on what you need. If you don't need the gold, I recommend holding on to the quartz. It will come in very valuable. I sold a bunch early on and then realized I needed it, and I've been selling a bunch, or have been keeping a bunch ever since. I just sell everything else. I sell like the jade and the, you know, all the other, the amethyst, all the other minerals, different looted items. Okay, let me jump in the exit here. Okay, this one's already got the exit open right there. You know, for a day with such good luck, I'm surprised we're not having better resources. There's a ruby. So if it's all about gold for you, then you're going to want to pick up the stuff like the rubies. You know, you're going to want to... we should be finding diamonds at some point through here. Obviously, these quartz are, like I said, these quartz are valuable. I'm going to run by that gold there. I don't particularly need the gold at this point. I have like 300. So I think we've collected plenty of gold. I think I'm going to try to just focus on getting other resources. If you can, you want to... I mean, I'm not a big fan of the red blobs. Technically, you want to kill everything, but the exit was there, so I took it. Oops. Wrong direction. That's why the red square helps so much, because you can kind of get lined up a little better. Sometimes the mouse will be slightly above or below, and will sometimes mess things up, but I'm going to get all the rest of these barrels. I have found, I think one of the best things to find is an emerald. That's not bad. No, one of the best things to find, I think, is jade. I think the jade is probably sells for the most. That jade is awesome. Man, these blobs do so much damage. I was kind of trapped there, but now we get bats that come in. I am the Batman. Okay, let me see if I can get this guy out of the way. Ugh. Gonna need to eat some mushrooms. Dying is not appropriate. I mean, that's not acceptable, I should say. Okay, I had to jump through there, obviously, because they were mauling me. So that's a good example of a time when, you know, you just gotta know when to run. I don't want to use... Oh man, my inventory is almost full too. I don't want to use the cookies. The cookies are actually really helpful. Maybe I'll use these few things. I don't believe I need these for anything, so... The leeks I was giving as gifts. Nice, we got a bomb. So basically, the some of the red rocks will turn into some of the red rocks will turn into the enemy. little crawling enemy. Man, I let him hit me too much. Wait, was that one? Yep, that's a crawling enemy. So you can't tell usually until you get right next to them or mine them. And then they start doing a bunch of damage, and it's like, oh. Now I understand. I just want to double check what my inventory is, because I think the horseradish, that I think we sell. That needs to go in the the chest. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So the bats come attacking. Okay, I'm just gonna get out of there. Yeah, I mean, you want to try to, you know, kind of, you can tell where they're going to slide to. You just want to kind of avoid it as much as possible. It is a little tricky in the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, they don't go too far, but if you're standing close enough, they'll hit you. But these red slimes, they do enough damage, it's definitely worth avoiding. A lot of times you can kind of use other things like right here, where you can kind of bounce them off of different obstacles to be able to control where they're going. Need another mushroom here so that we can... All they need is some hallucinating mushrooms and we'll be good. That is apparently the missing key in this game. Let's see. So this seems like it's bat invasion time. Okay, this is a pretty good level. As you can see, there are plenty of you know, items and ore and all types of stuff. So gonna go for some of those cave carrots in a minute. Okay, so we just found the exit, which is good. I think the biggest thing is just not forgetting about these crates. Okay, let's run down here and see if we can find some diamonds or something. Yeah, the mushrooms are pretty, for getting them for free, they're a pretty decent amount. Now, for leveling up, because you do level up different things in this game, so you do want to try to kill everything, especially the easier enemies. All the rest of these guys are fairly easy. But it will help you level up the sword, or your melee, basically. I'm going to mine the rest of these resources. We already have the exit open, so we'll just jump right into the exit. Some more quartz! I'm coming, quartz, I'm coming. Let's see if I can go. No. Okay, there's a bunch of slime. Slime. Collect a little more gold ore. So I'm gonna go up here and see that there's a slime up here as well as a chest and another dude. Let's try to knock this guy out. Nice. Oh no, the sap, not... Okay. It's trolling me. I thought it was gold ore. Yeah, it's kind of a duck and run game with some of the enemies later on, because they do get harder. you know, 1 or 2 bats at a time isn't a problem. Sometimes you'll get 5 or 6, or, you know, and it gets much harder to deal with. More, I mean, even those aren't necessarily hard to deal with if they're not, you know, every direction. But yeah, typically they come flying in from every direction, so it's to be expected. Okay, I almost blew myself up there, which is not what you want to do. I got stuck on that rock. Okay. Might as well take that with me. Let's go to the next level. So this level, you can see, already has good resources. This is what we are more, you know, are more hoping to see. Unfortunately, it is getting to be to the hour where I have to head back, because if we don't head back by 1, we're gonna be screwed. So we're at this point, we're barely gonna make it. So we definitely need to start heading back. So that's kind of another tip, I guess, is basically leave. I mean, if you leave the mines at 1 a.m., it's going to be close. You know what I mean? We left at 12:40 right here, and it's still going to be close. So it's probably better, honestly, at midnight or so. It is probably better to just get going. You know, I try to, especially on days with really good luck, I really try to push the envelope a little too much, so I don't think, I mean, we have stuff to sell, but obviously it's fine. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm just gonna rest for the night, and then we are good to go. So let's check the luck again. Dying or passing out on this game, it takes, you know, you don't get to full energy. It takes quite a bit out of you. Neutral. Okay, so they're neutral today. This is an example of, you'll see the third one on here, it adds like a cooking thing. So if it's, no, I already have seen that one. Sometimes it'll be one that you haven't seen, and you'll learn a new thing that you can cook, but... Oh, I accidentally hit the strawberry. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. Inventory full. Let's see, so we're gonna put the coral in there, we're gonna put the ruby, I'm gonna put some of the quartz in there as well. I'll keep that stuff. I will, the monster loot I need to sell to the other guy. The amethyst I can put in there, that I can put in there. The minerals, any of the minerals, that kind of stuff. So that'll sell on the next day, and then I just need to put some of the fish in here, because I know later I'm going to need some of this. I'll put the cookies in there too, I guess. I could put some of the food type items in here. The wood can, or no, not the wood. Definitely need to try to sell some of that. Gold ore, the coal, clay, iron ore, copper ore, quartz. Got a pretty good haul. I also have 3 magma geodes, so we'll go to the, let's see, we'll go to the blacksmith here. Let me put these seeds away. Maybe we should plant these seeds. So I'll go ahead and plant those seeds, that way you guys can, we can try to figure out what kind of stuff we're growing down here. Let's see, switch to those. So I'm just gonna plant them right where the empty spots are. 2 random packets of seeds. One of the future Let's Plays will be adding, or we'll be working on completing the community center stuff. I know I don't have too much of it done, too many of the, you know, of the sets done, but Oh, there's a berry bush right there. So I'm going to process these geodes. It's a neutral day, so I know that, you know, obviously the geodes, the luck does help them, but I'm just going to go ahead and do them today. Let me, as always, see how this time there's... I mean, last time we got really unlucky with how much stuff was out here. There was like nothing out here. But this time there is a fair amount. At least right here. So a couple shells, or clams I should say, the mussels. So, I mean, they do sell for a fair amount. You also want to try to keep a few clams because you will need them for crafting. And it looks like that is all again, actually. So not too much. Let me head back up this way. I don't think we ever... Yeah, I don't think we ever talked to see what the next upgrade was going to be on our building, so we'll do that as well. So the geodes, essentially, you're going to take in here, process geodes. So I'm just going to, let's see what we get. Some gold ore, a lemon stone, some iron ore. So I believe, have I found? No, okay. So with this stuff, yeah, whenever it says that Gunther can tell you about it or whatever, you're going to want to go into the library and just give it to him. It's worth giving it to him so you can add to the collection, because you do get upgrades. I think that was it. That was all. So let's run back over here. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to buy. I mean, we do have... So each month goes to the 28th. So we have 10 days left, essentially. So if it's a spring-only crop, then you wouldn't want to plant it if it takes more than 10 days. Either way, I mean, you pretty much just want to plant stuff in the beginning. And we're in spring right now, so... We're potentially looking for things that are for summer. But typically, he's going to sell stuff for whatever season it is, so... It just gives you something to prepare for ahead of time. But yeah, the fruit trees, we're going to save the fruit trees until it is winter. Because those take a full 28 days to mature, so... Winter makes the most sense because there's nothing else really growing. So I can sell that stuff. I need to take some of this up to the other guy. Up to the headquarters to be able to sell. I always try to loot the trash there just because you can find some really good stuff. The cookies are a good example. I find cookies fairly regularly, not like every day, but I do find them, and it's very helpful. So as you can see, there are a ton of berry bushes down here. So you do want to always go for the berry bushes whenever you can during this time of the year. I mean, the more you stock up, you know, the food doesn't go bad in this game, so it's to your benefit. I'm actually just going to continue harvesting these red berry bushes because it seems like there are a ton in this area right now. A ton. And I do have the perk that allows me to sometimes get 2 at a time, you know, or multiple, so that is a huge help. Let me chop some of this stuff down. More dandelions. Apparently Haley likes the dandelions, so I gotta make sure I keep plenty of dandelions for Haley. So just in this one little quick 1 minute run around, we harvested over 40 berries. That's a pretty significant amount. I was actually just coming over here to look for the lady that sells the goods. There's a wagon, the lady in the wagon that pulls up and will sell you stuff. Still missed a few. But yeah, she'll sell you stuff if, you know, it's sometimes out of season, it's a little more costly, but she's not here this time. She's usually right here. Okay. Let me head back north. So all in all, we got 48 salmon berries, which is awesome. We're still going. So it's a good idea. I mean, even if you can't necessarily get to the mines, or maybe you have other things that takes up some of the day, it's always good just to run around and try to do what you can. With the season permitting, you won't get these berries all season. Winter is a little more difficult, but right now it's like shooting fish into a barrel. So you just got to take advantage of that. And okay, all in all, I guess we got actually 60 salmon berries, even higher than my first original estimate. So these will definitely be my new go-to for the caves. I'll just keep that stack in my inventory so that way we can always depend on a reliable food source. So that way, even if I don't have anything else going, I can still, heal, or both heal stamina and also heal health. So I'm going to harvest these mushrooms again, because that's what we do. We harvest mushrooms. I'm going to run back down here and see if I can store... actually, let me put these in the box. I do need to sell these. So I'm going to put this in the box. This. I already have a bunch of clams saved. I usually put all that stuff down there. This stuff will need to be sold. I try to sell the monster loot and stuff to the headquarters. They do offer a slight bit more. So maybe we'll run up there and sell that stuff. Put the plant fiber in there. I know that the metal stuff goes in here. And then mushrooms. I'm keeping the mushrooms for now. I'm probably going to end up selling some just because I have so many, but we'll see. The strawberries still aren't ready. Let me run up here and see if I can... sell this stuff. I'm not sure if it sells for more, but I know that I should actually experiment with that. Or I'm sure some of you know. You guys can let me know in the comments. I know there are a few of you that are very experienced with this game, so feedback is always appreciated. I'm always looking for new tips and tricks. If you guys notice anything, feel free to let me know. I also stream on Twitch every week, so definitely check me out on there. I'll be live streaming this game as well as a lot of other stuff. Let me see if I can just sell. So I'm going to sell the bat wings, the essences, slime, and the void essences. That's pretty much all there is to it. So I'm going to run back and actually save the game as well. Get everything saved. So yeah, the 64 salmon berries, I mean, that right there is going to be huge. I've never collected that many berries in one go, so I'm going to continue checking each day down there to see if it's the same, because that is, I mean, even right now there's like this many more right here, so always take advantage of the the foresting and both harvesting resources in other places, so you don't cut everything down in your place, plus also gathering berries. But if you guys liked what you have seen here, please do think about subscribing. I also stream on Twitch, so hopefully I'll see you over on there. All the links are down below. I'm going to save and go ahead and finish this one up. I will go ahead and pick up from the next time. And until next time, everybody, thank you for being here, and rock on.